Phantoms have dropped the final playoff game against the Hull Seahawks, but it was the classic example of a dead rubber in many ways. Will, really glad that you've joined us this evening. Not the result we wanted tonight, but actually what a playoff series that's been.
Yeah, you want to win every game that you go out there and play, but it does feel different going into a game like tonight where the most important thing was getting through without any further injuries, any suspensions, and I think we can say I don't think there's anything that happened that we'll see suspensions in the week, so yeah, it was a good outcome really.
Yeah, it looked like people were wrapped up in cotton wool ready for next weekend, and the job was done on the road last night. OT win, Luke scoring the winning goal, a real result. You put that with a result against Leeds and the two games against the Bees, and we've got the points that I think a lot of people, you look at the socials, and a lot of people had got other teams making the Final Four and the Phantoms were the outsiders, so you know that's a real result for us.
Yeah, exactly. We were confident the whole way through. I think we'd seen, obviously, kind of the outside noise, people saying that it would be different teams, not the Phantoms that would be there, and if anything, that's the motivation that we want and need. I think the majority of the fan base probably had hope, but probably not even belief. So it's one of those things where it's good to reward them where they maybe weren't even expecting it, and it's that added bonus will be there at the dance, and we'll certainly go into it confident that we can cause another upset.
Well, I saw Nort's social post this week about you getting the chance to go again in Coventry, and I suppose now we've talked about the playoffs, we ought to talk about next weekend. It looks like I think it looks like the Phantoms against Telford in the semi-final. Reminds me of 2015.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. Probably a bit different circumstances in terms of we obviously went into that as huge underdogs. It's probably a 50-50 game this weekend, and it doesn't overly matter who we got in the semi-final because you're going to have to beat two good teams. You know, Telford have won a group with MK Swindon in, so I think that tells you everything that you need to know about how they're playing, and we won't underestimate them, and if we show up, we play the way that we've been playing, probably taking tonight out of it, but how we've played over the playoff campaign, I think we're confident that we can get that final appearance, and who knows? Who knows?
Well, yeah. I can see a big smile on your face. It must be because that was your last home game in Peterborough. How do you feel tonight?
Yeah, it was good. I was just speaking to people in there, and it was actually nice going into today without the pressure of a must-win game, because I thought about it and thought it's going to be a bit of an odd one going into what will be the last ever home game with all the pressure of needing a win to qualify for Coventry, and I was able to kind of just enjoy it for what it was, and without the pressure of feeling that we had to win the game. I could just take a step back and look around, and obviously good crowd in tonight, loud, just one last kind of reminder about what these 12 years have been like.
Yeah, well, we've interviewed you so many times over the course of these 12 years. Playoff win, that treble in what was it, 2019. Lots of silverware lifted, but we've talked before about the fact that you've got to appreciate these occasions when they come along, because they don't come along every year. We didn't make the Final Four last year. 2017 was it? We lost in the semis. We, previously, we've been there or thereabouts and won it in 2015. Have you spoken to the guys, the perhaps less experienced guys? Have you given them a heads up on that kind of message?
To be honest, I think it was probably at the start of the playoff kind of run. We spoke about what the end goal is and why that is something that people that haven't tasted it should want to taste it, and there's enough guys in there that have obviously got that experience, and there's enough hunger in there of guys that haven't and they want to experience it, and I think it's probably going to be a sold out rink, which I don't think it probably has been since COVID, so that'd be good fun getting in there. It's always fun playing in front of certain teams when they're not there, and playing in front of their fans, rubbing it in a little bit.
I don't know what you're referring to.
Yeah, I don't need to say much more, but in all seriousness, it's it's about us, and we're 2 games away from a trophy, and ultimately, as long as there's no regrets, as long as we go out there and we leave it all on the ice, what will be in terms of results will be, but we just don't want to look back with any kind of frustration and regret that we didn't do what we could.
No, there's plenty of teams who exchange places. We look forward to next weekend, but you're signing out on a Phantoms career in this rink. Obviously you'll be back for, I guess you'll be back for Noughts' show in May, maybe. And I think the crowd tonight was testament to the affection that the Peterborough Phantoms fans hold you in. Great noise beforehand and out, and at the end, I think you'll be sorely missed. I think you've been the captain over the last 3 years since Jimmy went. It's been you've seen the Phantoms through some tough times post-COVID. And I think what you see now is a Phantoms organisation that's pulling in big crowds and challenging, and I think a lot of that is testament to the work you've done. So certainly from the Phantoms media team, I think from the fans, we'd thank you for your service, and look forward to next weekend. It's always a good do in Coventry. I always enjoy that one.
It certainly is, and I guess you've kind of touched on it there, Phil, that the club is in a really good position. It's stable, it's strong off the ice, and probably makes walking away a bit easier in the sense it's not about individuals, it's not about me, it's not about anybody in there. There's enough guys, there's a team spirit, there's probably the best coach in the league. You've got ownership that they're not throwing money at something, they're doing it the right way. And we're not the top team in the league in terms of budget, but regardless of that, we'll find a way to compete. And it's been a pleasure playing here for that long, and it's nice going out knowing that the club's in a good place, in safe hands, and look forward to coming back and obviously watching from the other side of the plexi. And I guess I'll just finish by saying a thank you to all you guys off the ice, people like yourself, Phil, Matt, that have been there and obviously put a lot of time and effort in that probably goes unthanked a lot of the time, but also to all the fans for supporting the club, and ultimately without fans we won't be here, so a big thank you to
everyone. Well, thanks for those kind words. The club will miss you, and we look forward to seeing you back, as you say, the other side of the glass, on the gantry, doing the commentary, and good luck next weekend.
Hopefully as our playoff winner.